Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we are going on a totally immersive journey. We're ripping up the textbook and stepping straight into the bustling, fast-paced environment of a French office. Because by the end of our shift today, you're going to master an absolutely crucial conversational shortcut, direct object pronouns, and you'll pick up some highly authentic native-level professional vocabulary along the way. So let's get to work.
Think of this explainer as a simulation of your very first week at a francophone company. Here's our agenda. First, the repetition problem. Second, the grammar solution. Third, entretien d'embauche, the job interview. Fourth, potinage au bureau, office gossip. And fifth, quiz orientation, a career quiz.
Section 1. The repetition problem. So, picture this. You're hanging out in the lobby of our imaginary French office, just listening to your new colleagues chat, and it suddenly hits you. Your own French can sound pretty clunky if you constantly repeat nouns over and over. When we try to translate word for word from English, we get these awkward phrases like il regarde je. Literally, he watches I. Yeah, no way. You will absolutely never hear that in Paris. Instead, native speakers use this incredibly sleek, natural phrasing, il me regarde. Notice how that little word, me, just slides smoothly right into the middle of the sentence?
Section 2. The grammar solution.
So, how exactly do we fix this repetition problem? Well, we unlock the ultimate conversational shortcut, direct object pronouns, or CODs. These little guys replace a noun, whether it's a person or an object, so we don't sound like a skipping record. It's like a matching game. Je pairs with me, tu pairs with te, and for he or she, we use le or la. For plurals, just use les. And honestly, the best part is that nous and vous conveniently stay exactly the same. So, he watches us is simply il nous regarde. Easy, right? Using these pronouns is actually as simple as a 3-step cheat code. Step 1, you just ask qui, meaning who, or quoi, meaning what, right after the verb. Step 2, find the gender and number of whatever answer you just got. And step 3, which is literally the most important one, you place your chosen pronoun directly in front of the conjugated verb. Okay, let's actually see this formula in action. Let's apply our new formula to a real sentence.
Je regarde la télévision.
If someone asks if you're watching TV, you definitely don't want to repeat the whole bulky noun. So, step 1,
Je regarde quoi?
answer, la télévision. Step 2, well, it's feminine and singular, so our pronoun is la. Step 3, we just slide that la all the way over so it lands right in front of the verb, regarde. And beautifully, we get je la regarde. I watch it.
Now let's kick it up a notch with the past tense. J'ai apporté les documents. I brought what? Les documents. It's plural, so the pronoun is obviously les. The conjugated verb here is ai, so les jumps all the way in front of it to become je les ai apportés. But wait, notice that extra s on apportés at the end? In the past tense, the action verb has to agree with the pronoun that just jumped in front of it. Since the documents are plural, boom, we add an s. It's a tiny detail, but it's an absolute game changer for sounding fluent.
All right, you've got the formula, you have the visual map, and you know exactly how to build the sentences. So the question now is, are you ready to step out of the lobby, head down the hall into the Human Resources office, and test this out in a real-world scenario? Let's go.
Section 3. Entretien d'embauche, the job interview.
Okay, we are entering the HR office. A candidate, Monsieur Lemieux, is in the hot seat for a sales rep position. The HR rep looks at him and asks, I see that you have experience in this field. Can you tell me about your parcours? Now, what's really interesting about this word parcours is that it literally translates to a physical path or a route, but in a professional French setting, it means your career background or your professional journey.
So Monsieur Lemieux responds. He explains his degree, his past roles, but then he caps it off with a fantastic sentence to show his drive. He says, Maintenant, je suis prêt à relever de nouveaux défis. Now, I am ready to… what exactly?
Relever de nouveaux défis means to take on new challenges or achieve new goals. Let me tell you, if you ever find yourself in a French business setting and you need to express deep ambition, this is a highly impressive native-level phrase to pull out. It shows you don't just want to clock in and out, you want to be challenged.
So, Monsieur Lemieux totally nailed the formal HR interview. But as we all know, formal interviews are only like half of corporate life, right? What happens when the HR door finally closes? What are people actually saying at the water cooler when they let their guard down?
Section 4. Potinage au bureau, office gossip.
Time to head into the break room and meet your new, highly dramatic colleagues.
Now, when you're gossiping, repeating full names just slows the tea down. Instead of saying the clunky, I know Caroline, but I don't know André, look at how native speakers keep the gossip flowing quickly. Caroline, je la connais, mais André, je ne le connais pas. They effortlessly drop in la for Caroline and le for André right before the verb. It's fast, it's punchy, it's perfect.
And speaking of gossip, let's take a look at the profile of one of your new colleagues, Christophe. According to the source material, Christophe's got this distinguished look going on thanks to his salt and pepper beard, his barbe poivre et sel. But beware. His colleagues warn that behind that smile hides a totally mean, hypocritical personality. He hardly works, and quite frankly, nobody in the office actually likes him.
In fact, because of his terrible attitude, the source text tells us the bosses are going to le remercier pour ses services at the end of the month. Literally, this translates to thanking him for his services. So the crucial point here is they aren't throwing him a thank you party. This is a hilarious, ultra-polite corporate euphemism in French. They are firing him. Bonne chance, Christophe.
Now, let's contrast him with Émilie. She is described as a patronne exemplaire, an exemplary boss. Everyone absolutely loves her. Why? Because she is a fierce worker who somehow always stays in a good mood. The text highlights a brilliant idiom for her. She has rapidly gravi les échelons. Échelle means ladder, so gravi les échelons means she has successfully worked her way up the corporate ladder through pure loyalty and respect.
Section 5. Quiz orientation. Career quiz.
Okay, we've survived the interview, we made it through the break room drama. Let's head back to your desk for a quick career personality quiz. The first question asks, how do you see your professional life? Pick the option that speaks to you. If you chose work in a team, you'd say you like to travailler en équipe. If you picked lead a company, you want to be à la tête de mon entreprise. Engaging with these exact phrases is what's going to lock them into your memory for good.
Next question. For you, an ideal world would be what? A world without disease is un monde sans maladie. But pay special attention to that point about the high-tech robots. Being able to casually drop complex concepts like des robots high-tech or espèces en danger for endangered species, that elevates your conversational French from a basic textbook level to something deeply expressive and real.
Our quiz ends with a question about superpowers. Do you want the power of persuasion or the mastery of all languages? Well, honestly, you've actually just gained a real conversational superpower today. The ability to seamlessly replace clunky nouns with sleek, direct object pronouns exactly like a native speaker. From the HR office to the break room, you are fully equipped. So how will you use your new superpower out in the real world today? Dive in, start replacing those nouns, and keep up the amazing work.